Bible has a lot to say about love. Love is best portrayed in the 13th chapter of Paul's first letter to the Corinthians. It speaks of how love is patient and kind. Love is not jealous or boastful.
Hello. I'm 1 year out from my divorce, and today's a bad day for me. It started out good, started out with prayer, and I just had back surgery last week, so feeling a little down, but overall my recovery time is good. So I started making holiday candies, and I went to get a box, the candy box. So I had this one in my hand, and I was having trouble bending down to get the rest of them. So the people there started helping me, which was wonderful. I got home and took a nap, and when I woke up, I tried folding the boxes, and I realized that I had got the wrong ones. The ones that they had helped me get. The one I needed was the one that I'm holding in my hand. So I was a little discouraged that I even had to get back out. I was sore. It had been a long day. I wanted to finish making my candies and stay focused. So I grumbled a little bit and I went to the store. I'm holding the door open for one of the customers. And wow, she had her hands full. And this is how God works and brings things back to you. It was a good and bad trigger. It ended up being that she asked my name, and she said that she found through the trash a year ago my wedding pictures. Somebody had threw it away, and she stumbled across them. And we didn't have very many wedding pictures at all. So I was shocked that there was even still some out there. He went through and packed up the house first, and he got rid of everything. And I remembered when he packed up the house, what I mean by that is he took his personal items, his music equipment, and he walked through the house like he was putting stuff on a Christmas tree. And he picked the very things that meant something to him, and he left everything else, the mess, all of it for me. And I was in shock. He had went through all the photos before I had, and he must have thrown them away, or they accidentally got thrown away. I don't know. I'm not accusing or blaming him of anything, but she said that she had them and she had put them in a box and that she was keeping them for me, and did I want them? And I absolutely do. And the tears started streaming, and my wedding, it took 5 years to get there. When we first got together, it was in the wrong way. And we worked in a bar. I was a bartender. He was in the band. And once we ended up single, both of us, I was in no hurry to get married. Got my own place. I started myself in counseling, and it was something that I needed for him to do too. I wanted him to truly find himself before we got married. I didn't want to rush into moving in. He kept telling me that it would save us money if we could just consolidate our bills and to have, eliminate some bills by living together, that we could move together quickly. And we even lived in apartments across from one another. I lived in an apartment complex, and he moved in after I'd lived there over a year, and he moved in the building across from me, so I guess so he could keep an eye on me. And he talked me, broke me down after, a year of him living there, that he decided that he convinced me of all the reasons why we should move in together. And it was finally in the 4th year that he kept telling me that we had to get married. We needed to get married, that it was what God wanted, that it would bless our union, and he couldn't wait to spend the rest of his life with me. So we started planning our wedding. And so in year five of dating, we got married. It took that long because I was so unsure that this is what was supposed to be. I wanted everything to be right. This was going to be my second marriage, and I was going to be his third wife. I wanted it to be forever. So my vows ended up being more to my vow to God. I think that when you make a marriage vow, you have to think of everyone. You have to think of your kids, his kids. You have to think of your family. You have to think of what you're actually doing. This isn't something to be done lightly at all. Your marriage vows is something that should mean forever. So that's kind of how I went into the marriage, that if I'm doing this, this is forever. And he would always tell me the same thing, that he loved me so much that the only way that I was getting out of this marriage is if he chopped me up in small pieces and scattered me across, that death would be the only way that I would get out of this marriage. There was no other way. So hearing all those words, I took them all very seriously. And I loved him. I love the good, the bad. I'm grateful that I'm going to be able to get the wedding pictures back. That means a lot to me. It really does. There were so many family and friends that are not with us today that I want to be able to remember the good times, because I can't erase 22 years of our relationship. That's like erasing anything of your past. I know if I had amnesia, I'd definitely be starting over, but I don't. I want to be able to remember the good and not forget the bad, because there was a lot of that too, and a lot of struggling. But we were each other's person. He didn't have a best friend. I was it. I had some, but I didn't run around with my friends. I didn't go out. So I don't know. Maybe I'm just rambling today, but I think today was a day that I'm definitely stronger, and I could even accept that somebody could find those pictures. And even though it brought about tears, I know I'm going to be happy looking at the pictures. And divorce is hard. It really is. You're going to have setbacks. You're going to have different things. I was on the phone today and I was talking to a counselor, and I'm going to get set up with a divorce support group. And I think that will be a good thing for me. 1 year, I've had a lot of growth, but I still need more. I just had back surgery. I'm going to get on my feet. I'm getting back to where I was. I'm feeling better each day. I'm ready to go back to working out. Depression and anxiety is definitely always something I'm going to deal with, but write a list, say a prayer. If you can think of different ways that you can help heal, please leave it in the comments, because I could use that today. I'm just definitely not myself today, but I know it's temporary. I know I don't have to wait weeks or months to get back on track, that I can do this, and I can do this right away. I'm going to use and utilize all my resources. I want to get better, one step at a time.